Fear, a primordial emotion dating back to the start of life that can be observed in all creatures, even little critters. You can have fear about many things. You can be scared of heights. You can be scared of hoes. You can even be scared of yourself. I myself am scared of getting too many bitches, because soon enough there won't be any for anyone else, and there will be a massive burden on my nuts to solve the population crisis. There are some things that people will tell you to do whenever you get anxious or have a panic attack. It's always like deep breathing. Breathe in for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now hold it for 4 seconds. 1, 2. Go outside, relax your muscles, jack off, whatever. None of it works. Once you're in that anxious mode, there's nothing you could do. You're in it, baby. It's like trying to stop a moving train. Unless you're Spider-Man, you ain't doing shit. So what do you do? How do you deal with anxiety? To answer this question, I'm going to reference a book called The War of Art by Pressfield. It's a recommended read that gave me a helpful realization about fear I wanted to make a quick video about. The book is about an invisible force of nature called resistance. Resistance has one goal, and that is to prevent you from doing things that you should do. Here's a clip from the audiobook that explains it pretty well.
I'm over here stroking my dick. I got lotion on my dick right now. I'm just stroking my shit. I'm horny as fuck, man. I'm a freak.
My fault, that's the wrong clip. Here it is.
Any act that rejects immediate gratification in favor of long-term growth, health, or integrity, any of these will elicit resistance.
This should be relatable to you. Before you do anything that makes you think, I'm glad I did that, there's always resistance. Something that pushes you away, making you feel bad and uncomfortable, making you feel like you shouldn't do it. In the words of Pressfield, the more important a call or action is to our evolution, the more resistance we will feel towards pursuing it. It happens before you start going to the gym. It happens when you have important work to do. It happened to me while I was trying to start this channel. Resistance will tell you anything to keep you from doing your work. If you take resistance at its word, you deserve everything that you get. Resistance is always lying and always full of shit. Resistance often manifests in the form of procrastination, wanting to do something but prolonging it. I felt a pretty good amount of resistance trying to take up Muay Thai classes, and I remember one day I was planning to go, and right before I was about to go, I didn't know how to put on the hand wraps, and instead of just going and letting them put the hand wraps on for me, they would have gladly done it. Instead, I allowed resistance to win, using that as an excuse to learn how to do the hand wraps and then miss the start of the class, and then, oh, it's too late to go now. You have to be very weary of resistance, because if you cave in today, you're twice as likely to cave in tomorrow. Resistance is cunning. Resistance happens to everyone. Resistance is internal. And most importantly, resistance is fueled by fear. I believe in the vast majority of cases, anxiety is just a manifestation of resistance, indicating that you should do something. If you have social anxiety, it means you should socialize. You know you should do it, and that's why you're feeling anxiety, which is really just resistance. There is no substitution for actually going out and doing it. If you want to get rid of social anxiety, you just need to socialize more. It's really not galaxy science. If you do it a lot, it will go away. Don't try to stop the train like a fucking idiot. Jump on it and see where it takes you. Another quote from the book: fear is an indicator. Fear tells us what we have to do. Remember one rule of thumb: the more scared we are of a work or calling, the more sure we can be that we have to do it. In many ways, this goes against the cultural narrative. If you have anxiety, people might tell you, you don't have to do anything that makes you uncomfortable. People will identify with their resistance instead of fighting against it. You should do what makes you anxious. It's the common archetype of facing your fears. And then people might say some dumb shit like, well, what if I'm scared of putting my hands on a stove? Does that mean I should go do it? It's like, no, you dumbass. It's not a work or calling or anything that would lead to your evolution, so that's why you're not anxious about it. Enough coping out of it, enough making excuses. If you have anxiety, that's a good sign. It means you have something to do. Go do it.